I want to pose a very interesting and oddly intriguing question. I've been asking myself a lot lately, who are you? Who are you? What is your name? Who am I? Who are you? When we think of our ancestors, we see slaves. And this much is true. Whether we see them cooking, whether we see them hanging, whether we see them working, whether we see them singing, our ancestry gets lost. There was a chain that was broken in that era, okay? And not just any chain, okay? There is a link that is missing, the missing link, okay? What chain was broken, okay? So when we think of Jesus and we say he breaks every chain, what other chains were broken? What other things that we practice was lost? Where are we in medicine? If we look at where we come from, we were a dancing people. We were a healing people. We were a telepathic people. We could touch, reach out and touch somebody's hand, make them feel better than, okay? We can make them feel better with just reaching out and touch. What frequency was changed? Where is the frequency now, and where did the frequency come from? So I almost want to pose the question of, excuse me, is frequency lowering or is it rising? Okay, so we have your 800 and something hertz, your 900 and something hertz, and your 600 and whatever hertz, and your 300 and something hertz, and it goes down, okay? We had the barter system, we had all of these things. Now, I didn't do an intro to this, but you know what it is, okay? I told y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm a newbie, I'm a queen, I'm a spiritual individual. These are things that I know. Whether you know them or not, I don't know, you know, but I know these things. But I come here to express my search for clarity, okay? One thing that I do know is I'm a fire sign, but I am heavily, heavily, heavily connected to water, okay? And there is only, I want to say like 2 or 1 water sign in my birth chart, okay? I know the day I was born. I know what time I was born, okay? I am able to look up my birth chart. I know where the houses are, okay? The birth chart is like the genetic makeup, and this is something that I know very well. Destiny swapping and the fear of losing and the loss comes. This is a cycle, okay? This is the cycle of life. This means that this reality, this realm, not only has it hasn't been lived, okay? It has not been lived, but this has already happened, okay? So again, I am at the point where I am not at a crossroads, but I am at that point where I want to look in the spiritual mirror. Who am I, and what have I set up in my spiritual realm to make me comfortable? And why do I tend to be uncomfortable and wake up in a 3D and be uncomfortable? Can I be able to point and detect who should and should not be in my energy and in my frequency? There are things that I've experienced, there are things that I have seen that I know to be true that I cannot explain to just a normal average human being. A lot of people, when they die, they leave that knowledge and they do not take it when they are reborn into the 3D. I have held on to a lot of knowledge from my past selves. And because I have held on to this knowledge, it is really crucial for me to continue to hang on to it and continue to develop it and continue to find it, no matter if it looks crazy, if it looks weird, if it's misunderstood. I have to get back to myself. Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my name? Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my name? Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my name? Because, see, somewhere in there was a disconnect between the chains. See, I only remember a few things. I am a part of a group that loves water. Barbarians. See, I went to the Bahamas and I brought the sand back. And I rubbed it on my pineal. I rubbed it on my palms. I rubbed it on the bottom of my feet and all of the places that I feel like is a main source for a connection and an understanding. And I believe that I will receive that soon. Okay, I believe that we have to get back to who we are, but we have to first ask who we are in order to be guided to exactly who we are. Who am I? Because I can call myself a queen all day, but if I was a peasant, then maybe that's why I'm in this realm feeling a lack thereof greatness. See, if we connect with who we were, then we can become who we are supposed to be in this realm, because all of the realms is like mathematics. The golden ratio. So you need that missing link in order for it to be a chain. So I wear my pain, I wear my hurt, I wear my traumas, I wear all of my past lives within this self, and within this self, I want to know who all of those people were. And then I want to be one into this person. That way I can help myself into the next realm. And see, I know this about myself as well. I want to say something that I do know about myself. I reincarnate by choice. That's a very powerful statement. One thing that I do know is I reincarnate by choice. That's something that I know about my spirit. I have chosen to reincarnate. There's a lot of people who joke, who are on a spiritual journey, and they're like, oh, don't let me do this again. Don't make me do it again. I choose every time. And I can literally hear Spirit's voice like, are you sure? You did okay. And the reason why I choose to reincarnate is because okay isn't enough. And I always do this in each life. I'll get a, you did okay. And I'm like, no, that's not good enough. And Spirit always reminds me, you're not going to remember this. You're not going to know. You're not going to do this. You're not going to, I'm telling you, it's going to keep being okay. And I keep trying to prove Spirit wrong in every life. But I feel like I'm ahead of the curve in my past lives because I'm still young and I know this right now. So who am I? What is my name? Reveal to me. so I can get a different answer when I come to you this time. And I want it to be a good answer, to the point where I feel like I don't need to reincarnate because there's nothing else for me to do. There's a reason why I keep coming back. There's a target that's not quite actually getting hit on the dot. I need a bullseye before I'm comfortable with resting for eternity. I need a bullseye. See, I'm always within that one circle, but I haven't gotten a bullseye. So who am I? And it might look weird. It might look funny. Why is she moving her hips that way? Why is she moving her head that way? Why is she bobbing? Why is she nodding? Why is she stretching? Why is she twisting? Why is she turning? Why is she dancing? Why is she stumping? As soon as you dance, it's a fucking problem. Because whoever these people are who've played these fucking games, they have no fucking idea what rhythm or what kind of drum that your heart fucking beats to. 11:11 on the clock. So as soon as I get my feet moving on this soil, soon as I hear them drums in my heart, as soon as my chest rocks, there's going to be a lot of fucking outside sources that are going to deal with some shit. Because this was never your space to fucking cross over anyway. See, y'all motherfuckers trespassed. And I forgive you for your transgressions, but you were never supposed to trespass on this here fucking soil. And once I get the dancing, and once I get the praying and meditating, and I figure out and I learn exactly who I am, it's over for you fucks. And I'm very close. But that's something that I've realized as well. It seems that in each life, as close as I get to that breakthrough, there's a fucking Judah. They're waiting, trying to get me not to set others free, not to set myself free. I had one dream that was set in black and white, and my name was Monet. I rode a very big horse. I was fearless, and I slayed slave masters. This is something that I know. I'm just sharing this. Judge it, believe it. I don't give a fuck. It's the truth. And I've never felt and seen anything like this. I had a lantern. I was on a horse. My name was Monet. I had a hat. I had a black, like what looks like a cloak. And under my cloak was a very large sword. And I rode the fucking horse. And I went into the town. And I saw slave masters. And I chopped their fucking heads off. I just rolled through the city chopping heads off. And in that dream, I came home to my husband. And I will never forget, because we were in the bathroom, and I will never forget the towels. I will never forget looking at it and like, what is this? I was in a complete different time zone. Complete different time zone. And I was fully there. And my person was fully there. And I just remember being so in love and being in a long white gown, and I was brushing my teeth and he was brushing his, and he looked at me and he said, "Look, Monet, this has to stop." And I said, "They gotta go." And then I looked outside, and it was a group of people with pitchforks ready to kill me. And I looked at him and I said, "What did you do?" And he said, "This has got to stop." And I said, "What did you do?" And he sold me out. He told those people where I lived. And after that, I didn't remember anything else. So now I live with a fear of love. Because I truly believe in my spirit that in a past life, when I was slaying people that I felt need to be slayed, my love betrayed me by turning me in. And so now I was born with all of these feelings of trauma that my partner won't see it through. that my partner won't go to the end with me because I've already seen it in a past life. Do we take that trauma with us? Is it in our makeup? And I'm not talking Maybelline. I'm talking genetic, DNA. Are we living a certain realm of life because this is what we lived in the past? Do you have a certain barrier right now because this is where you were stopped in your past? I also want to pose the fact that we all asked to be here. Again. So there's no excuses. This is why I get the fuck up and I figure it out, even if I choose to be lazy. You asked to be here. So that's no fucking excuse. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here. Fuck that. Picture life like you asked to be here and then figure out what the fuck you do next. It's your life. And when you die, the shit is going to keep moving and no one gives a fuck about you. I'm sorry. They're not obligated to. They don't have to. And so now that you know that harsh fucking truth, what are you going to do about it? Go fucking cry somewhere? No. Get the fuck up and figure it out. And you can unfollow me, you cannot like me, and I understand it. Because this is a truth that fucking hurts. But it's better to fucking let the truth hurt right now in your fucking face than sit here and feed you and breastfeed you and love you on a fucking lie. No one fucking cares about you. No one. And if you find someone who do, you cherish them and you appreciate them for it. And if they end up not fucking doing it, oh fucking well, life goes on. When you die, no one fucking gives a shit. They're gonna cry. They're gonna fucking forget. They're not gonna remember your voice. They're not gonna remember your hugs. They're only gonna remember a few conversations that you've had. Are you really living your life? Because no one fucking cares. This is not me talking to you out of anger. This is not me sitting here being angry or bitter or upset. This is the fucking facts. No one gives a shit. No one has to. No one is obligated to. And when you have that understanding, you can go a lot further. Because your expectations are within yourself, not in others. I don't expect you to fucking love me. I expect the fucking worst. Unfortunately, I think that that's very toxic of me, and I hope that someone can prove me wrong. This is why I don't cry on the net. But I only do when I feel like I'm going to take myself out of here. Even then, when you do that, no one fucking cares. It only lasts a minute. And it's not that no one cares, because people do care. I don't want to say that. People do care. But what the fuck can they do for you now, other than cry? What the fuck have you achieved? Now you gotta sit there and be dead and be asleep and not achieve shit. Now you done took yourself out in this room and you might have to start all over and you just set yourself back a lot of fucking years. Because the work still gotta be done.